Guzangpala and welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program. First, the top stories. Election Commission records all-time high postal voters for the upcoming LG election. Zong expected to be ready by May next year. And under-19 women's national team to take part in South Asian Football Federation Championship next month. Now the details. Not only health and economy, but the COVID-19 pandemic has also affected the democratic process around the globe. However, in Bhutan, the Election Commission is doing everything possible to provide people with the chance to vote, even in this difficult time. For the local government election this time, the Commission has recorded an all-time high turnout of postal voters.
According to the postal ballot's rules and regulations, only the diplomats, people working abroad on government duty, civil servants, and members of armed forces, trainees, their dependents, and students, among others, are eligible for postal ballot. However, this time, due to the pandemic, the Commission has extended this service to the public to ensure minimum movement of people. Due to this, over 140,000 people, including 4,700 from overseas, have registered for postal ballot for the upcoming LG election. As per the Commission, it is about 4 times more than the last LG election.
We have provided a postal ballot to all the registered voters who reside outside their Demkhung, regardless of what they do, whether they are eligible or not as per the law. Because the reason is we do not want people to move from place to place in order to mitigate the risks of COVID-19 local transmission.
Only about 35,000 people availed themselves of postal ballot facility during the LG election in 2016. The tenure of the second local government, including the Samdrup Jonkar Thomde Chokde, expired last month. Meanwhile, the Damgoi Zomdus for the upcoming election is underway. It will end next Saturday. People will go to the polls for the third local government election on the 22nd of next month. Pema Saldun Sring, BBS News.
After the fuel price increased continuously, many feared it would go up again, but much to everyone's relief, the price of diesel and petrol decreased. The price of diesel and petrol decreased by more than 7 ngultrum and 3 ngultrum respectively. The price was revised on Tuesday.
Petrol in Thimphu will now cost 82 ngultrum per litre, while diesel will be sold at 75 ngultrum per litre. The price today stands at 86 and 82 ngultrum per litre for petrol and diesel respectively. The fuel prices are revised twice a month. According to the Department of Trade, the drop is because of the decrease in the price of global crude oil. The price of global crude oil today stands at $81 a barrel. It was 85 per barrel before. Trade officials said India has also negotiated with oil-producing countries to produce more crude oil to match the current demand to recover economy. Earlier, the World Bank said global crude oil prices may not reduce until 2023. Samtan Dolkar, BBS News.
The road closure timing at Namling between Bumta and Mongar Highway continues to frustrate the travelers. Vehicles have to start as early as 3 in the morning from Bumta to avoid waiting for hours at the road widening site. The widening work began more than a year ago.
The media highlighted the issue more than 2 months ago, but there are no changes in the timing yet. Vehicles can still be seen traveling in the wee hours of the morning from Pumthang. The road opens only twice a day from 9 to 10 in the morning and 1:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon. That is 2 hours a day. The road remains closed for more than 7 hours a day. People are once again asking authorities to fix a convenient timing.
Drivers sleep only around 11 p.m. and they have to wake up by 2:30 a.m. and start the journey, which is risky. I think if the timing can't be changed, buses coming from Thimphu can halt the night at Senghor so that it would be okay to start the journey at 5 The next morning,
Each driver has to risk the lives of at least 20 passengers, and it worries us when they don't get enough sleep. We want the timing changed as fast as possible.
The road from Ura to Yonkola is in very bad condition. It is very risky when we have to drive in the dark. It would help us if the officials could allow the buses to pass through without having to wait for the opening timing.
The Road Safety and Transport Authority in Bhutan wrote to the Department of Roads in Lingmeta. The chief engineer of the Roads Department said a consultation meeting was held with the RST and traffic officials in Mongar.
We have requested RST officials and traffic police to fix a convenient timing. The road closure timing for the winter and summer months is different, so we have agreed to fix a new timing for the winter months.
The officials are also planning to keep the road open once a day, but for a longer duration. But problems might continue since the road will be ready in only 2 years' time. Kipchu, BVS News, Bhutan.
The only 2 private OTT platforms in the country are faring well. People, including those living abroad, are enjoying the locally produced movies and television series online. But against this well-received support, increasing copyright infringement is hampering them to sustain the business. A lot of people are circulating their contents in various social media platforms without their knowledge and consent. And as per the law, this is illegal.
During a recent copyright awareness workshop in Thimphu, Samu Media Tech, an OTT platform, shared the company recorded more than a dozen copyright infringement cases since its launch in July this year. About 5 Samu copyrighted films were found uploaded by the infringers on their personal Facebook account and YouTube channel without their consent.
These are cases known to us, but there could be many. From the 14, we were able to track 7 of them with the help of police, and we are planning to take them to court. We are doing this in order to make people understand the legal implications.
Similarly, the CEO of Sonyala, another OTT platform, said while the company has not recorded any case so far, emerging copyright violation issues in the OTT platform are concerning. There is a need for advocacy on copyright infringement issues and their legal implications. The Copyright Act of Bhutan 2001 gives protection to literary works, films, musical compositions, and artistic works such as paintings, drawings, photographs, architecture, and sculpture.
For instance, you got one of our copyrighted films from an unknown source. Now, in a situation like this, the first thing you need to understand is you should not watch the film, and secondly, you should not distribute and circulate. What's happening right now is people think that it's okay to circulate, but this is against the law.
Meanwhile, to make people aware of infringement implications, the Department of Intellectual Property, under the Economic Affairs Ministry, will soon come up with a standard operating procedure.
One thing which emerged quite clearly from the meeting was the need to increase coordination in Bebala. So also the need to come up with a standard operating procedure or an MOU. So after the workshop, we're going to look at this very seriously and come up with a workable standard operating procedure so that it will smoothen the coordination between the different actors.
Sharing of copyrighted content is illegal as per the Copyright Act of Bhutan 2001. The Act states that the infringer shall be entitled to the payment of damages for the prejudices suffered and expenses caused by infringement, including legal costs. Sunampem for BBS News.
After the closure of the border gates last year due to the pandemic, registration of vehicles importing goods was made mandatory. But the process to get the vehicles registered has been inconvenient and troublesome. This is now expected become easier with the newly launched Customs Road Cargo Manifest System, or the CRCMS. It is an online-based system for importers to register vehicles carrying goods.
On average, close to 200 vehicles bringing in imported goods register with the Customs Office in Finsoling every day. When the vehicle registration system initially started last year, it was done manually. This was challenging for the importers, clearing agents and officials.
In the past, the importer or the clearing agent has to come in person and then be in queue and then get it registered. But in doing so, I think there has been so many allegations that people have been given the favoritism. They are shown the favoritism by way of somebody not requiring to stay in line and favoring him or her to get his or her vehicle registered faster.
Later, the Google Sheet system was started, but it still remained inconvenient and was vulnerable to online hackings. In response, a web-based vehicle registration system, or VRS, was introduced. This is being replaced by the new enhanced system called the CRCMS, with added features such as one-time user registration, tracking of status, and booking based on availability.
Under this CRCMS, I think the importers or the clearing agents, they themselves can register the vehicles with the OTP being sent to, the OTP will be generated by the systems and being sent to the person who is intending to register the vehicles for import. So by that way, I think now there won't be any face-to-face contact, or people don't have to talk over the phone as to register the vehicles.
The system is also linked to the online tax payment system called the RAMES, which is expected to reduce tax evasion. Currently, the CRCMS will only be used at the entry gate in Finsoling, but will be used in other entry points later. Samtin Dolkar, BBS News.
By May next year, the Zong will once again roar to its former glory. More than 90% of the reconstruction work is complete. Our reporter in Wandi, Chengadoji, has more.
The construction is so massive that machines are used to lift wooden beams. For now, workers are busy roofing their structures. According to the project, the roofing work will be completed by next month. Like every sector, the pandemic also affected the reconstruction project here. The skilled workers are leaving the project, with the private sector paying more. The project currently has about 200 workers, down from about 300 last year. The workers have been busy for about 8 years now. The construction is now in the final phase. The Zong also boasts modern facilities like sliding bearings to prevent any damage from an earthquake. It is installed at the base of the tower. A tunnel is also being constructed for water and other emergencies. A huge water tank will be installed here for emergency water supply, but the architectural design remains the same. About 880 million ngultrum has been spent on the Zong construction so far. The Rabde is also busy with relics. Built by Jabdrung, the fortress, which is nearly 400 years old, was razed to the ground by fire in 2012. For Chengadoji in Wandafodrang, Cheku for BBS News.
Likewise, the reconstruction of the Drugel Zong in Paro is expected to complete ahead of its deadline. The works are nearly 90% complete, according to the project officials. Zong will be finished by June next year. 6 months ahead of schedule.
After remaining in ruins for more than 7 decades, the Drugel Zong, now adorned in the traditional white and red paint, is gradually returning to its former glory. The reconstruction of the Zong started in 2016. Currently, there are over 200 people hard at work every day to complete the last of the 7 phases. All that remains now is the construction of a 2-story chamber at the back of the Zong. The Zong has 5 watchtowers, which were also restored, although it was initially not included in the project.
Surging better membership the chokochapbe the zibre of the satsre chokochap the chimto chikabbe kara sabjenda bachi dampugi jeni gane mindula.
With the Zong almost ready, the residents have become excited. The Zong was built in 1649 by Tenzin Dugda under the command of Jabdungong Namgyal as a symbol of victory over external invasions. It was badly destroyed by a fire in 1951. For Namgyal Wangchuk in Paro, this is Tanden Finso for BBS News.
Orange export to Bangladesh from Gelifu will start very soon. However, exporters are worried they won't get any skilled laborers. The Labour Ministry approved the import of 10 laborers for each exporter earlier this month, but the decision was revoked.
Oranges from nearby districts will come here. It will be sorted, packed and exported to Bangladesh from this depot. Exporters say anyone can do the packing, but they need skilled workers to sort the oranges.
Our people are not skilled to grade and sort oranges. They can only do the packaging. For grading, we need at least 10 workers from outside.
When the ministry approved the import of laborers last week, 7 exporters applied for 10 laborers each. Some of them even made advance payments to import laborers after receiving approval from the ministry.
We received approval on the 4th of this month. I have transferred 80,000 niltam and some depots even transferred 100,000 niltam.
Worried that they will neither get skilled workers nor their money back, they approached the Bhutan Exporter Association office in Gelifu. The office is waiting to hear from the Zongkak administration. According to the Regional Labour Office in Gelifu, the approval for the labour import was a mistake from Thimphu. The Labour Office says they want Bhutanese skilled workers to work in the orange export business. The office also said import of labour will only be approved if there are no enough Bhutanese workers. Bhutan exported over 650 truckloads of orange worth nearly 200 million newton to Bangladesh last year. For Karmawanti in Sarpang, Bimasaldun Sring, BBS News.
Now, football is one of the most popular sports in the country. The elderly, children and youth alike love and share a common zeal for the sport. The game at a mainstream level is generally played by adults. However, for the first time, Bhutan Football Federation is organizing a football league called Mini Dragon League for children. More than 300 children are participating in the league.
The first season of the Mini Dragon League kicked off at the Janglimitang Stadium last week. Children playing the league are supported by existing football clubs and private academies. The Bhutan Football Federation said the maiden event is to develop football in the country by investing in the young lot.
I can say that the children are very much interested and excited. They practice and come to play even after school. Not just the children, their parents are also very supportive. They stay and support the children regardless of the weather or time. If we give them this kind of platform, when they grow up, they will have both skills and experience to play for the country.
Children play once a week. With the introduction of the major children's league, the entire football fraternity hopes that the sport reaches new heights. This is Ringdandu, BBS News.
And after nearly 2 years, the country is gearing up to participate in the South Asian Football Federation or SAF Championship in December. According to the Bhutan Football Federation, hopes are high on the under-19 women's national team. 5 countries will compete for the title this year.
Teams from 5 countries including Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, India, Nepal and Bhutan will go head-to-head from next month. In the first match that will be played on 11th December, Bhutan will play against Sri Lanka. According to the BFF, women football in general has grown exponentially over the years in the country. The federation said that the women's team will perform well.
It will be anyone's game now because we usually the men's team when you go outside we always the underdog, like they really don't treat us as a contender for a good title or never expect a team to beat very big teams. But on the women's front we never know that because we are also as good as India or as Bangladesh or as Nepal.
He added the preparation and selection of the players are currently ongoing.
We are still under the preparation. The preparation has been going well. We have a new head coach. She's from Korea. She has played in the Korean national team in a bigger occasion. So I think we are in a very good hand.
The team is expected to travel to the host country Bangladesh by the first week of December. From running after the ball in clusters, confused and unorganized a few years ago, today players are seen tactically more composed and technically sound. Women participation has increased and major tournaments are also organized frequently. Considering all these aspects, the entire football fraternity remains hopeful that the Dragon Girls will produce something spectacular in the championship. This is Ringdandu, BBS News.
And with this note, we come to the end of this edition of Bhutan This Week. Until next time, I'm Chiku, signing off only for now.